The all-new 100.3 The Beat, throwback hip-hop and R&B. This is the all-new Community Connections. I'm your host, Jade Harrell, keeping you connected to our community. Well, it is time to join together and march on behalf of our youngest citizens. We have joining us today Ann Fisher-Jackson, Director of March for Babies, and Jamie Ann Tisdale, March for Babies Ambassador Mom, who totally understands the value of giving our kids a great start. Good morning to you, ladies.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Jade. Let's start with you, Ann. Tell us how things have been going the previous year and what we can look forward to this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Things have been going great over here at March of Dimes. We're so excited. We've launched some new research and program initiatives, and so we're really excited about the progress that we're making in reducing and ultimately eliminating preterm birth. In terms of March for Babies, things are going wonderful. We're expecting fantastic weather because I'm going to make that happen, and thousands of people to join us in honoring our babies that are either born too soon or even our healthy babies. Yeah. And so we're very, very excited. We're going to have a lot of fun activities at the event, and I hope that we can get a lot of families out there to see everything in action.
So glad to hear that, especially about the organization. What progress has been made in the region?
Absolutely. So for a number of years, we have been seeing our rates of prematurity drop across the country, including here in Missouri. And so we're so excited to see that we've been able to change sort of our tagline from 1 in 8 babies born early to 1 in 9, which is a wonderful, wonderful thing. And additionally, very specific to our local area, this past fall, March of Dimes announced a $10 million investment over 5 years into Washington University School of Medicine to start and implement a prematurity research center. It'll be one of 5 in the country that's looking at a wide range of causes into what is making our babies born too soon. So we're really excited about that.
I am very excited about that. That's progress that we needed to hear. So for anybody who may not know, let's give them a little background about March of Dimes, of course, but March for Babies.
Absolutely. So March for Babies was the first walking fundraising event in the country. So we've been around for a while, since the 70s. And it's really the opportunity for families to come together. It used to be called Walk America, and in 2008 rebranded to March for Babies. Mm-hmm. We've got families and corporations from around the area who are out there raising hundreds of thousands of dollars to support our mission. It grows every year, so we're just so excited about it.
Most certainly. So then let's bring in our additional guest. Jamie, you're an ambassador, a mom.
Yes.
Tell me what that means for you. What role do you play as an ambassador?
So this year we're really excited to be the ambassador family for the March for Babies. I think it's more exciting than ever now with the announcement of the funds from the March of Dimes going to the Research Center at Washington University Medical School. But as an ambassador family, we're going around sharing our story of prematurity that we journeyed through with our daughter, Adelaide, who was born at 28 weeks, so 3 months early. Yes.
Yes. That had to be frightening.
It was really scary.
Yeah.
It was unexpected. You know, my husband and I, when we found out we were expecting our first child, we wanted the best for her, the best nursery, the best name to suit her, and obviously the best prenatal care. And we wanted to give her the best start to her life as possible. But as we all know, sometimes the best laid out plans and the purest intentions don't always go your way. So at 28 weeks, I experienced some symptoms that were kind of unusual: swelling, headaches, which I don't normally get, and some blurred vision. And that landed me into my physician's office for a routine visit, and that led to revelations that I had high blood pressure and signs that my body was under serious strain.
Oh, my. Yes. It's always such a tenuous situation. I have 5 children, and with each pregnancy, with each birth, there was anxiety. Because so much of it is out of our control, and you're just hoping that all the systems are in place to make it work. So to know that March of Dimes plays a part in making sure that they're a part of that system if something like this happens. But how did you discover they were what you needed?
So after they decided that it was best for our daughter to be outside instead of inside, my husband and I kind of had a heart-to-heart with her and said, if you fight, we'll fight. So after that, we began an overnight, the night before she was born, we began an overnight kind of crash course in prematurity and what that entailed. Right. And that quickly led us to the March of Dimes website, not only to find out drugs that our daughter would specifically be receiving, like surfactant, to help her lungs mature more quickly, to give her a better shot at survival, but also just stories that other families have shared, success stories of similar situations that we were in at that moment. So it was kind of a relief to know that there was, research that had already been done that would give her a chance. And before we had come across the website, I'd heard of the March of Dimes, but until you need it, you don't know very much about it.
You don't realize, yeah.
Exactly. And then she was born that following morning on March 8th, 2008. She weighed 1 pound, 15 ounces.
One little pound.
1 little pound, yes. Wow. And although her cry wasn't very strong, I could really feel the fight inside of her.
Yeah.
So I knew she was strong, and I knew that she would fight and that we would fight. And that's exactly what we did.
What a story of success. How is she doing today?
She is doing fabulous. She is 7 years old now. She's in first grade. She loves life. She's happy. She's healthy. She's everything that you would want a little girl to be, and then some. So, and we attribute a lot of her success to not only her outstanding medical team, but the March of Dimes as well.
Absolutely. Well, praise God for that. So you went in and she was here the very next day. How did you get out of that crucial time where, you weren't really sure or couldn't have possibly known that she would have the wonderful outcome that we know today? What were some of the challenges from birth to strength, independent strength?
Sure. Yeah. So she spent 2 months in the NICU, again, with an amazing medical team. But to say that was the most difficult 2 months of my life is a complete understatement, because as any parent that is familiar with the NICU knows, it's quite a roller coaster.
Yeah.
You have the pain of walking out of there every night without her, which is so emotional. And then you see days of progress that she may make wiped out by a small setback.
That's right.
And then normal milestones that families normally think of when they bring a baby home, the first smile, the first coo, are replaced with new milestones. When's she going to be off the ventilator? When is she going to get to wear clothes, which, was so mind-boggling to me that she wasn't even big enough to wear clothes when she was first born. When was she able to try and take her first bottle, be out of the incubator? All really important milestones in the life of a preemie, and ones we were very proud of when she hit each one. So after 2 months and a lot of ups and downs, we were able to bring her home a healthy 4 pound, 8 ounce baby girl.
Yes. That is wonderful.
Yeah, so, it was a great day. We could not get out of there faster.
I know, right?
Right. The bonds that we formed in that NICU were wonderful.
Absolutely,
but we were very happy to say goodbye.
Right. I might have needed an escort out of there.
Right.
So one of the stark comparisons or visualizations that I've had came from what the March of Dimes presented, where they gave us one of those large Snicker bars.
Yeah.
And they showed that was the size of some premature babies that had come into the world and survived and succeeded. The little tiny diapers looked like they would have been for dolls even.
Right.
For you, help us paint the picture of when you first saw your sweet baby. how we can imagine how tiny and how challenging that could have been at that point.
It's so hard for people to grasp because a lot of times the babies are so fragile, you can't put them next to anything to really gauge how little they are. Mm-hmm. So, like you said, a Snickers bar is a good comparison, or like my husband's wedding ring fit around her whole arm. I mean, it could go all the way up to her shoulder. And so you look at something like that, and it's crazy how these tiny little babies, how feisty they are, and how much fight they have. But it's something that, it's hard to gauge in a picture. Or, I recently shared a video with friends and family on Facebook that I'd never shared before, and that honestly I had never even watched because it was too difficult for me. It was the first hour after she was born, and just the medical team working on her to get IVs started and umbilical lines and all that kind of stuff. And it really painted a better picture of just how tiny. I mean, their skin is so fragile you can almost see through it.
Yeah.
It's amazing that we've come as far as we have through the March of Dimes, through research, through everything to give these smallest babies the greatest chance at life.
Absolutely. Yours is a story of success, which of course then is a story of success for us all, but especially for why we're talking today with the March of Dimes. So as an ambassador, what message do you most want to communicate to our listeners today?
I want them to know that it's imperative that the research continue because, like I said, we've made a lot of great strides, but I still know too many people personally that don't have the success story that we have. So really that's why we continue, and that's why we want people to come out and walk with us on April 25th in Forest Park for the babies who weren't as blessed as our daughter Adelaide was. We still have a lot of work to do.
We certainly do. I absolutely love her name. And so,
thank you.
Yes, God bless you and your family for that success. Any encouragement for other families that may be going through or facing it themselves?
It takes one day at a time. Mm-hmm. It's a long road. Don't look at the success, their overall success, by the one setback that you have that day. That's something that I kind of got trapped in the NICU, were the setbacks instead of the milestones. And really rely on, if your hospital, the NICU has, or the March of Dimes has been great about setting up kind of support systems within NICUs. So ask about that. See if your hospital has one and utilize it, because there are people going through the same thing you are that you can lean on for support.
So very wonderful. Thank you for being a part of this conversation.
Thank you for letting me share my story and getting the message out there.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure and my passion. So, Anne,
yes.
A story like this, man, that really speaks to why we are here and what's at the heart of March of Dimes.
Yes, absolutely. Adelaide very much is sort of the embodiment of the mission for me as I do my work, and quite honestly for us as an organization. She is, even though her story started out rough, she's had such wonderful outcomes, and I hope everybody can come out and see what an amazing little girl she's turned out to be through the work of Jamie and Jackson first, but also in partnership with the March of Dimes and her medical team.
Thank you. So send out the invitation for the walk this year and get us on board so that we can be
absolutely.
A great support.
Yeah, and everybody listening can sign up at marchforbabies.org. So get your team going and join us at the walk and get to see how amazing Adelaide is.
All right, marchforbabies.org is the website. Is there a phone number for anyone that's ready to call today?
Yeah, absolutely. 314-513-9990.
Run it by us one more time.
314-513-9990, and that's our local office.
Okay. Ann Fisher-Jackson, Director of March for Babies, and Jamie Ann Tisdale, March for Babies Ambassador, Mom and Family, joining us today on Community Connections. Thank you both, ladies, and thank you for your work and effort.
Thank you.
And it is our great privilege and honor to have with us the Treasurer of the City of St. Louis, Tishaura Jones is here with us. Good day to you, my dear.
Hello, honey. How are you?
I am fantastic, and to be in your company makes it even sweeter.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad you're here because we haven't checked in since you've taken office. So give us a quick update, really, how things have been going and some of the advances and changes and things that have occurred under your watch.
Oh, wow. We are just beginning our third year in office, and we have been pretty much executing our mantra, which is taking the office from the 19th century to the 21st century. And part of that, our office includes, the parking, but we also like to say that we're more than just parking. And part of that involves financial literacy. And for your listeners, financial literacy is simply to understand how money works.
Yeah, that is an area of challenge for us, not only nationwide, but our numbers show that St. Louis is pretty unbanked.
Yes, and as recently as 2011, we were tops in the nation for the number of unbanked or underbanked minority families in the country. And we're still in the top 5, and in my opinion, that's an epidemic, and we need to address that.
What do you think is the cause or the source of this?
There are a couple of causes. First and foremost, a lot of people learn about money and develop their habits about money from their parents. And if their parents have bad habits with money, they pass those habits along to their children. Second of all, we have no real legislation that covers or really reins in our payday lending industry or our predatory financial services industry. Payday lenders are allowed to pretty much open up everywhere, and you see that they're for the most part in underserved neighborhoods. If we try to change the credit scores of the people in those neighborhoods, we will see that predatory lending services will start to go out of business.
What are some ways that we can go about making a change in this area? How can we undo what we've already done?
First and foremost, we need to just start to understand the language of money. And the Treasurer's Office has been doing that as much as we can. One of the ways that they can do that is to come to our Financial Empowerment Fair on April 25th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at St. Louis Community College and at Forest Park. It's a financial empowerment and job fair because we know that you can't keep a bank account if you don't have a job.
Well, you got to have a way for it to come in.
Exactly. You got to have a way for money to come in. And we realize also that people who don't have bank accounts spend as much as $1,200 a year, which is over $40,000 over their lifetime from using check cashing the check cashing industry just to get access to their money.
Well, I'm excited to hear about this empowerment fair, and I love the title. Tell me how you all came up with it.
Well, financial empowerment is the process of empowering people to make better choices about their money. It's a term that's coined in the financial services industry. However, our president last week changed it to financial capability. So he's changed it a little bit more. And we're just trying to use the resources, the banks, the credit unions, the employers, and try to bring all those things together to try to help people make better decisions with the money they have.
This is very well timed and so very much needed. What can people expect when they attend?
We have over 30 employers who will have jobs available. These aren't just employers just coming just to be seen. These are employers who will have jobs available, such as the hospitality industry. IKEA is opening in October.
This is perfect.
Right, and our employment portion is being put together by SLATE, the St. Louis Agency for Training and Education and Employment. We'll also have area banks and credit unions. We'll have the Magic House and the Money Smart School for Finance for Children. So we'll have a scavenger hunt, and the kids that win the scavenger hunt will get a 529 account opened in their name. So we'll have opportunities for people to get their credit reports for free, because oftentimes access is the key. And if you haven't seen what's on your credit report and you go in for a loan and then you discover you have all these negative things on your credit report that could have been cleaned up with just a simple letter, it's good for everybody to take a look at their credit report at least once a year to see what's on it.
Absolutely. I've been hearing that, but I wondered if it had to become common knowledge, and we must keep repeating the message and making the conversation familiar so everybody knows and is equipped with the information to make a difference in their finances.
Exactly. And we're just trying to provide access, because sometimes access is the number one barrier.
Yes, it is. Well, this is a way to reach, and I'm so glad that you were able to come out. Is there anything additionally that you want our listeners to know about this fair?
The fair is totally free. Again, it's from 11 to 3 on April 25th. Bring the whole family, because we will have activities for the kids. We'll have we'll have some snacks available for the kids, because we realize it is during lunchtime. And again, it's co-sponsored by St. Louis Community College of Forest Park, the St. Louis Regional Unbanked Task Force, the United Way, and the Urban League.
Excellent collaboration, coming together to make a real impact for our community. You're always at it. I'm so glad to see it, TJ.
Thank you. You know, that's what we learned at Hampton University, to go out and serve, right?
That's right. My fellow Hamptonite Pirates are doing it big. The invitation, if we wanted to hear more or discover more, is there a number we should call or website we should visit?
You can visit the city's website at stlouis-mo.gov. You can also look for it in the Money Smart Week activities that are coming out. I think it's stlouismoneysmartweek.org.
Yes, it's moneysmartstlouis.org.
Right.
All right. Well, I love it. A great way to round out Money Smart Week. By the way, if you all were not aware, there is a perfect opportunity in April for you to become aware, get the knowledge you need, get access to the resources you need, and finish it out with this Empowerment Capability Fair brought to you by the Urban League of Metro St. Louis,
the United Way, and St. Louis Regional Unbanked Task Force, and St. Louis Community College of Forest Park, brought to you by the Treasurer's Office of Financial Empowerment.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I appreciate you always, Ms. Tishaura Jones, Treasurer of the City of St. Louis. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
When we come back, I'll tell you what's happening in the neighborhood, your community calendar right after this. The all-new 100.3 The Beat, throwback hip-hop and R&B. This is Jade Harrell. What's happening in your neighborhood? Money Smart Week starts today, teaching you how to save money, build wealth, and discover opportunities throughout the region. The United Way is the lead agency and host for this collaborative, which includes over 200 classes that are free for women, small businesses, children, students, retirees, and more. Classes are happening all over the area, close to you. There is access. You need to get this information. There are some at libraries, some of your local banks, some even at the grocery store. Plug in and get what you need to get financially fit. Money Smart Week all week from April 18th to the 25th, followed by the Urban League of Metropolitan St. Louis, the United Way of Greater St. Louis, the St. Louis Agency for Training and Education, the City of St. Louis, and Forest Park Community College. The second annual Financial Empowerment and Job Fair, Saturday, April 25th. 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. For this and a complete list of the week's activities, visit moneysmartstlouis.org. moneysmartstlouis.org. All right, that's it for this week. If you have questions or comments or have something you'd like to submit for the community calendar, you can leave a message on a message box at 333-8369, 333-8369. And for more information about today's show or any of our guests, visit us online at 1003thebeat.com. Look for us next week at 7 o'clock and each Saturday, the all-new Community Connection on 100.3 The Beat. Throwback hip hop and R&B. I'm Jade Harrell. Be blessed, do blessed, and bless the Lord.